everybody, and welcome back. This is Dr. Carmen Bryant, and this is Overcoming Narcissist Abuse. Thank you to all the new followers, new subscribers that have joined this awesome tribe and the information that you're getting. Happy Friday to each and every one of you. And so today I wanted to talk about, I'll probably have a title after I post the video, but the main focus of the video is you becoming the sacrificial offering to a narcissist. And so what does that mean? When you sold your soul to a narcissist, what is a soul? Your soul, and people argue it, but a soul is your emotions, it's your will, it's your thought, the essence of your humanity. That's what it is. And with a narcissist, whenever, first of all, you were tricked into the relationship, because if they really revealed who they were behind that mask, majority of you wouldn't have chosen that narcissist to be within the first place. If you would have known, what was going to occur in the relationship and what they were actually doing, the average person would not have chosen that individual as a mate. And so it's bad enough that narcissist presented themselves and they love bombed you. And that love bombing, just like a drug dealer, they trick you into being addicted to them. That love bombing, decreases your defense mechanism and causes you almost to be lethargic, to have all these emotions, this emotional thinking that you have to draw you into their lair, into their trap, because there's something about you that they want. It's not that they want you as an individual, but there's something that you have that they want. It could be your looks. It could be your money. You may not have money. It could be your personality. It could be, how you, the house that you live in. Anything about, there's something that you have that they want. They want to steal your personality. They want to steal your identity because they have no identity of themselves. And so if you remember Build-A-Bear, they're basically like the narcissistic Build-A-Bear, the Build-A-Narc. They go and is it the bone collector? But they go out and pieces and parts of people, they create a personality for themselves. So there's something that you have that is valuable to them that they want. And so they idealize you as they're love bombing you, and they put you on this pedestal where you become like a god to them. You are just so perfect because you're so new. You're a new toy. You're a new car. You still have that leather smell to you. And so everything about you is to them, it is the maximum amount of fuel that they need to have a euphoric feeling. But a euphoric feeling only lasts for so long until they determine or they figure out that you're just human, that you are a human being. And as they begin to discover that you are a human being, once they've locked you in, they devalue you. The devalue starts right away, as soon as they lock you in, because they find that you are unworthy. Well, the thing about them is that the tables begin to turn. And their whole thing is that they want you to give up your soul, meaning to give up your process of thinking, your ability to make decisions. And they want to have, that is a part of domestic violence, to totally give control to me. I tell you what to think. I tell you what is right and what is wrong. I'm the one that makes you happy or sad. I'm the one that causes you to react. I tell you where to go and how to go. And some of them didn't get to that extent, but I control every aspect of your life. Some of you basically have laid yourself on an altar. An altar, if you study, an altar was built up to lay sacrifices on it, whether it was an animal, a person, fruits, whatever it was, laid on an altar as a act of worship, to reverence a deity, to want that deity or that, that God or whatever it is, of the object of worship, want the favor from that whatever that is. And that is the narcissist. You built up this altar and laid yourself on it and sacrificed yourself. And you can tell by some of the comments that you guys made, I gave him or her everything. All of me, everything about me. Some of you have lost houses. Some of you have given up finances. Some of you have cashed in your IRAs, so your retirement plans. You've given up your children. You've let your children go. You've separated from families, all to pursue this thing that you have created as an idol, a place, this object of affection. And that's what they want. They need it. And you're never, ever enough for the narcissist. You've given up everything. You've given up your ability to think for yourself. You've given up everything and laid it at the altar of this narcissist, and basically you worship this narcissist. They have become the idol in your life, and you're feeding into something that will never give back to you, because what is in them comes out, which is darkness, hatred, anger, abuse. You never feel like a whole person. You never feel love. You always feel hated. Why do you hate me so much? And the more they despise you, because as soon as they devalue you, they begin to despise you. They grow bored. They may hold on to you because you have become the primary source. The primary source meaning you give them copious amounts of fuel. They have worked very hard to pull you in, and so they keep you there because you provide something to them: a house, a job, stability, children, a reputation, an image, and so you still feed into, you sacrifice on this altar, and it doesn't give you anything in return. You're feeding into something that is a bottomless pit. You're never ever enough, and nothing that you ever do is ever enough. You get plastic surgery, you lose weight, you gain weight, you go to the gym, you get hair implants, you get hair weave, you get wigs, you get long hair, you get short hair, you get eyelashes that touch the back of your spinal cord. Nothing that your face is so straight, you look like you have a permanent Joker smile on your face. And so it doesn't matter what you do and how much, it's like you cut yourself, you bleed out for this individual, and it's never enough. You're feeding into something that can never give you back what you're giving back. So you have literally sold your soul to a narcissist, and now you're realizing that I got nothing back but heartache, pain, lost my money, lost my mind, lost my health, lost my children. Everything that you've done, there was no return to this diabolical individual that you have laid yourself on an altar and given all yourself to. And so I was doing research and just to give some definitions. When it says sacrifice, I'm gonna lean over. When it says sacrifice, it's an offering food, objects, or lives of animal or humans to a higher purpose, in particular divine beings. Well, the narcissists already think that they're a divine being. They already think that they're better, wiser, smarter, able to do things that most humans can't do. And so you have poured yourself and given your life into a higher purpose. Yes, their sense of higher purpose. Excuse me. Their sense of higher purpose. Their higher purpose, their grandiosity, their sense of God-likeness. They think that they're a God. Whenever you have someone that tries to control you to a point where you've given up your will, they become your idol. They become your God. You solely depend on them for everything, almost to your last breath. Well, that makes it harder for you to leave. Now you struggle with the fact that they're my everything. That was the mistake that you made in thinking that they're your everything. One person, doesn't matter who it is, one person will never be everything to you. They can't supply everything. Resources, one person can't provide you with all resources. Water can sustain you, but you still need nutrients. You still need food. You need fruits. You need vegetables. And those of you that are vegans, you have to come up with different ways of getting protein. You need protein and fruits and vegetables and vitamins and supplements sometimes to make up for, proteins and meats. And so your body still needs different things from different products. It doesn't all come from one place. So likewise, a person can't give you everything. A narcissist will never give you everything. And how do you get good out of an individual that has no good inside of them? They're not able to connect. They don't have empathy. They don't have connection. They have problems with connecting with relationship. The best thing that probably came out of it were your children. The children, because your DNA is in the kids. So something good came out of that. And for those of you that are struggling coming out, take this, because sometimes in your greatest pain, you create the greatest art, the greatest books, greatest videos, the greatest help. Your pain doesn't have to be in vain. Your pain can be used to help other people get out of dark places. What better person to be able to help people than a person that may have been tormented and hurt and psychologically abused and physically abused by someone like this, because they have more compassion and empathy to those, because they they understand your process and where you're coming from and what you've experienced. Everybody does not understand the abuse a narcissist inflicts. Everybody doesn't understand. Why would you give all that to him? Why would you give all that to her? Why? Because hope. Because you were a person that really wanted to invest in something. When you invest in something, that's just like investing in a home. Once you invest in a home, you know that there's maintenance and upkeep to maintain that home. For some people have septic systems that they have to make sure they maintain once a year, or put certain things into the toilets, to maintain that septic system in the home. Some of the septic systems are connected to the city. A lot of, when it versus an apartment and a house versus an apartment, an apartment, they have maintenance personnel to come and unclog clogs and fix sinks. But when you're in a home, that is an investment you have to make that comes out of your pocket. So you have a different type of respect when you are a homeowner to maintaining your yard, how much it takes to maintain. It's just like children. You have children, it costs to have children and to maintain children and to take care of children. Even when you move out of your parents' home, you have to make a certain amount of income to be able to maintain your lifestyle or maintain yourself. And so when you're dealing with a narcissist, you have to know that whatever is in them is coming out. The mask is going to fall. The mask is not permanent. It can't stay. It does not stay. The adhesive does not keep the mask on their face, and they show red flags. It's just a lot of times it feels so good, you look beyond those red flags. And a lot of you now are looking back and realizing, oh my gosh, it was always there. But how can you get love and affection and respect and you flourish and you're happy when a person that you're dealing with doesn't have it inside of them to give to you? They can't give you nutrients. There is no nutrients in them. They can't give you what you're looking for, and you constantly are deprived and malnourished, connected to these individuals because they have nothing to offer. They for you that are kind of stuck and that are still in the situation, that are trauma bonded and basically addicted, you have to break the addiction. You have to make up. You can talk about it all you want to, but what are you doing to get out the situation? You have to make up in your mind. Some people just refuse. I just can't do it. I've given everything. I have nothing. Some of you don't want to start from ground zero. Some of you are in positions where, the lifestyle that has been, that you have been introduced to, the type of money, the prestige that goes along with it, you're not willing to give it up. So you're much rather be tormented and tore up and sick and slowly dying from the inside out to stay with that narcissist because you can't leave, but you want to complain. You can't complain about something that you choose to be in. Some of you can't go because, you have children and you can't afford legal services. And so you're having to still come up with a plan. There are shelters, there are domestic violence agencies that will help you escape, but that means you may start off with zero, with nothing, from ground zero. You were in a fur coat and now you are footing it, in flip-flops, but everybody starts from somewhere. How bad do you want to leave? How bad do you want to be rescued? POWs didn't care. POWs that were rescued during the war came out with whatever they had, tattered clothes, no shoes, hair all over their head, beards, or, whatever. They came out, but they wanted to be free. If they had to run barefooted to get away from their tormentors, if they had to run naked to get away from their tormentors and those that imprisoned them, they did whatever they had to do to break free. So you have to make up in your mind, do you want to break free? You have to let go of this idol that you set up, this thing that has created this idol in your mind who has placed himself in a position of a god over your life. No man has that much control over another human being unless we give that control up. And then it's hard to get it back. It's hard to get it back. So hopefully this has helped you today. I know it was a little creepy in the, the title section, but hopefully this has helped some of you guys. And thank you guys so much for tuning in. Please join me and subscribe to my YouTube channel. I'm Dr. Carmen Bryant. This is Overcoming Narcissist Abuse. Hit the bell so subscribe and hit the bell so you know whenever I upload new videos. I come on live between 8 and 9 o'clock Pacific time on Sundays if I am not on the road traveling. If I'm on the road and traveling, I always put a video out to let you guys know that I'm thinking of you and encourage you for the week. And thank you for your patience. I also have 2 Facebook pages. One is my professional Facebook page, which is Psychological Health Consultant consultants and services. And I also have my book Facebook page, which is Overcoming Narcissist Abuse. Make sure you hit the thumbs up. I do post on those. Sometimes I post on my book site things that I don't post on my professional site. I do have an Instagram account, Overcoming Narcissist Abuse. And I do have a Twitter, which is Dr. Carmen Bryant 1. I think it's Dr. Carmen Bryant 1, and you're welcome to follow me on Twitter. I post on there as well. Sometimes I say things, and sometimes I repost things that, I'm still working with the social media thing. But you guys make sure you look underneath the YouTube video. I also have a book out that's called Unmasking the Illusion of Perfection. I talk about it a lot. You guys, thank you so much for supporting me and purchasing the book. But these are real stories of people that have been in narcissistic relationship, starting from childhood, starting from infancy, throughout their families, and how they were molded and groomed, and they were trained to think. Even comments from the fathers, to the daughters about being single parents, telling them that once you have kids and you're a single parent, you are worth nothing. And the more kids you have, the less value you have to a man. And then their decisions, to pick the worst out of the worst out of the worst, and settling with narcissists because they were told by their fathers that, you have no worth anymore because you've had children. And so these are real stories. It is a Christian book because I provide encouragement through biblical references. However, take the principles out of it. Those of you that are not believers and believe in the Bible, take the principles out of it. And a lot of you who, do not have different religions did say you found yourself in that story and you were encouraged and you read it. It's an easy read. It's a quick read too, but it's a very powerful book. It tells you how people thought. We can talk about it all day, but what does it look like? That's why people get away with it, because they don't know what it looks like. And then for some of you looked in the book and said, oh my gosh, I feel relieved because I know I know there are people out there like me and they believe me that this is real and I'm not crazy. And so also for those of you that are needing counselors, those of you that can't get out, those of you that need to vet counselors, those of you that don't have transportation, those of you that really can't afford coaching, some of you need counseling. And so if you go to betterhelp.com/Dr. Carmen, it is a sponsored site for me. If you go look, you can vet counselors, trauma professionals, people that understand like parental alienation, people that understand psychological abuse and the effects of psychological abuse, PTSD, complex PTSD. You vet the counselor and look for one that fits you. They do telephonic calls, they do Skype, they do online, so you don't have to leave the comfort of your own home. A very nominal fee. I think the first week is free, and then after that, if you do have financial problems, those of you that are leaving out of, and are tight with your finances, they will also assist you with providing you with some low fees, a monthly low fee, but at least you have a therapist at hand to work with, because I am not able to provide counseling across Washington state lines. In order to have counseling with me, you actually have to come to my office and see me. Coaching I do across state lines, but coaching is just coaching you from one place to another. It's like a basketball coach or a football coach. Come up with a plan and I'm gonna coach you through it. And those of you that know, I'm retired military, and so this is what I did throughout my career in the military, lead and train soldiers, build them up financially and educationally, and develop develop leadership, officers, warrant officers, and non-commissioned officers. And so that was a part of what I did in my career, a small part of what I did in my career to build up and to create these awesome human beings that I played a role in their lives to coach them. And so those of you that are interested, you are welcome to email me, Dr. Carmen Bryant at outlook.com. I will send you more information on my coaching services. And so once again, also go and check out my mentors YouTube channel. It is Helen Sadler at Destiny Helper. So it's Destiny Helper. Make sure you subscribe to her channel. And I wanted to say something she said yesterday. You got to go watch the video that she did yesterday. It was so awesome. Someone can say something that but it really didn't register. You know it, but it never registered until you hear them say it. One thing that she said that was just so powerful is that remember that a narcissist mirror you. They mirror you, and so they present you to yourself. But think about it, when a narcissist goes to new supply, or they're love bombing a new supply, this is where, before I say this, This is where you know that you have value. This is where you know how powerful, how beautiful, how smart, what a great individual that you really are. Those of you have lost your self-esteem. A lot of you don't feel like yourself anymore. You feel worthless, but check this out. The narcissist has mirrored you. They have taken your traits. They have taken your personality. They have taken words that you say. They have taken your persona. And so when they go pursue a new source of supply and they're trying to figure out this new source of supply, the person that they represent to this new source of supply is you. And so this new source of supply falls in love with you. Think about it. This new source of supply falls in love with you. And as this narcissist is getting to know this new source of supply, they're learning about this new source of supply to take their attributes, to add to their repertoire. Remember I said Build-A-Bear? They're adding to their repertoire and they're building a personality. But that new source of supply fell in love with you. So it doesn't matter how much this new source of supply attacks you, they fell in love with you in the first place. Isn't that powerful? Go watch her video. She just posted it yesterday. I posted it on Twitter, and I always repost her videos, but it was the video that she did yesterday. Go check her video out. That was a very powerful. And for those of you with a low self-esteem, that should add something to you. Like, wow, another individual, the person that hates me the most is the person that fell in love with my personality, because that is what the narcissist presented to them. And so thank you guys so much for joining me. Happy Friday to each and every one of you. Thank you. Subscribe to my channel. Hit the like. Make sure you hit the bell. And thank you guys. Have a wonderful weekend and go be great.